What are you trying to do now? You can't weld, especially with that Harbor Freight welder.
So it's been a little bit since I've done any actual forge work, but what I'm about to try here is to turn this piece of scrap metal I have lying around into a nice piece of stock for a brand new knife. So I started out trying with a piece of welded on rebar onto this scrap steel, give me something to hold on to. That did not work out too well. Also, my work area is a complete and unsafe mess. Don't try this at home. Clean up your dang area. Now you might have heard the expression having the right tools for the job, and this right here is a prime example for it. See how I have my close grip tongs, which are great for gripping blades and small things. I lost my tongs that were designed for gripping wider pieces of steel, and you can see my struggle right here. Now this is the next day, and you can see I finally took a hint and cleaned up my workstation a bit, but I still can't find my wide grip tongs.
This is why you need better tongs. Yup.
We call this moment accepting defeat. Finally found him. He left by the back door of the house. Now you can clearly see the massive difference the right tools make for the job. Notice how the piece of metal that's red hot isn't bouncing all over the dang place. Now the process of turning a piece of crappy scrap metal into something useful does take a lot of work in a couple of days. And when the metal is lopsided and not a nice square shape, it's a real pain in the ass. In case anyone is wondering, this steel is extremely hot, and in the past at one point I may have accidentally caused a piece of steel to flip up and land on my arm for a brief second. Burnt the living hell out of me, but I healed up fine. This is why safety is very important when working with, well, red hot steel, or orange at this point. On this day of working with the steel, my neighbors were blaring their music, so I had to remove the volume from these clips for copyright reasons, so you don't get to hear that lovely, beautiful sound of metal clinking. But what I'm trying to do here is basically turn this misshaped piece of steel into a nice, uniform square shape. This allows me to work it into a more usable piece. Well, now that we have this ugly piece of steel looking a little more pretty, I'm trying to draw it out now, make it longer, thinner, more usable for making the end blade that it's going to be. See those little pieces of flakes popping off the hot steel as I hammer it? I'll let you know something. They hurt like hell whenever they pop up and land on your arm, leaving little blisters on you. My least favorite part about doing these videos is having to go back, edit it, put the clips together, cut out the sounds of my neighbor's music, and then come and do commentary on the whole damn thing while my cat sits here in my lap. What I'm doing here is hitting the piece of steel with the thin cross section of the hammer. And this draws it out, making it longer and the desired length for the blade I'm going to be making. I think it was about this point. I haven't done any real blacksmithing in a while, and right about now is when I started to pull something in my shoulder. It hurt like hell for about a couple of weeks afterwards. A small knife project I've been working on the side, the tang just broke in the worst possible way. I also just want to touch up on how cluttered my work area is and how this is generally not a good idea, and I should have cleaned up before starting to work. Tell is my energy is starting to go out the window and the pain in my shoulder is starting to ramp up as the hammer strikes become weaker and weaker.
Gap there. That sucks.
This right here is why you don't leave your tools out in the rain and out in the elements, because they will break and then you have to redo them and fix them and make new handles for them. Well, that's the end of the first part of this video. I'll make a second part, which I finish shaping the steel and probably fix my hammer, and hopefully I do it a little bit safer next time.